Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are on part 2 of Social Media Beware.
Alright. And I'm the socially antisocial Em&Cas Vodcast.
And I am MC squared. Hashtag MC squared. I don't care. As to what the hell you say about me on social media, okay? If you're not going to say it to my face, FYI, I don't give a damn. Okay.
Hashtag IDGAF.
Well, yes, well, even though I said IDGAD, but it's fine. It works, whatever, I'll go for it. I'm trying to keep this episode profanity-free as much as possible.
Well, that's why I said
yes,
that.
I know, it's fine, we're all good. You said it. Alright, so, would you like to share your stories first? Because I know I shared mostly mine in the first part, which we are going to upload to the channel very soon. By the time this is uploaded, it would have been long since uploaded, so... Okay, you share first. You hate Facebook. Fake book. Book face. Yes, book face. Okay.
Well, I hope you got all that out of your system.
Yes, I completely have, including Insta Glam. Okay, go on.
The Instagram, as I like to call the 15 seconds of fame. Because there was a time when Instagram only allowed videos up to 15 seconds.
Oh, yeah, I think I remember those days. I think so. Yeah. Go on.
What a tumultuous time. And... honestly, for someone like me, I don't really have much in terms of anything that's happened to me over social media. Not because of the fact that I barely use it, that's obvious. But whatever happened to me is a story that's very few and far between. And I'll also go into exterior reasons as to why I really don't like it. And before I do that, I wanted to also touch upon... a point that I had made in a previous part to where I felt like if I were to make a post, or at least for someone like me compared to Emily, that no one would give a damn. As an example, I would post a selfie at most, or at least at best, I would probably get a little under 10 likes. Somewhere between 7 and 10 likes, whereas Emily would post a picture of herself and she would probably get over 1,000.
Oh, and come on, that's an exaggeration. You're flattering me. I know, come on, no. I'll be honest here. Look, man, I'm not being narcissistic, okay? Reality, it really depends. Most of the time, back in the day, I get between maybe 25 to 50 on a good day. Nowadays, I've learned about getting more followers and getting more engagement on your Instagram posts. Nowadays, I'm getting between... lower end 60, higher end just over 100. 1,000 is an exaggeration, come on.
Well, I probably shouldn't have said 1,000 right away. Maybe a little over 100 is what I meant. I wanted to say over 1,000 for Instagram models.
Yeah, sure.
And it's funny how fortuitous that it was a good segue into it, because I feel like Instagram models would probably have a much easier time on social media, but at the same time, they probably have it worse, especially for the women, because I follow maybe 3 other Instagram models, and I'd like to say for at least one of them, there is about a parade of shameless guys that really are desperate to
so thirsty
stick it in her, if you get what I mean.
Absolutely. Don't mind me interjecting. So sorry to interrupt. I'm pretty sure you know what I'm about to talk about with this one. We will be...
Oh, don't tell me that happened to you.
Yes, it did. You gave it away. Yes. The screenshots I sent you? Remember the screenshots? We're going to upload them to this video, remember?
I was playing that as if I didn't know that.
I know, you played dumb. I know. He knew about it. He's known about it for months. We're co-hosts. Come on. Okay. Anyway, yes. Sam, I will not repeat the vulgar, inappropriate, extremely crude, and degrading comments that he left me. And by no means am I a feminist, but this guy is a creep. This guy is in Toronto, okay? I wouldn't call someone a creep unless they're being a creep, okay? I don't just call someone a stalker for no reason, unless they're obsessively contacting me, leaving rude, disdainful, vulgar comments, etc., etc. You get the picture. Go on. I don't want to interrupt you. You're on a ramble and you're on a roll. Continue.
It's whatever you want to call it. It's very off-putting, and it really puts social media in a more dark light than what it's actually meant for. And I don't want to go out on a limb and say that these people do it to themselves, but it's just the fact that whatever you want to call it, if it's unlucky or if it's just a common thing that happens, it's like a guy sees a very attractive a woman, and it's just it's just like an option to click in their brain to try and hit on them, and then what do you expect is going to happen? More than likely that girl is probably in a relationship, and two, what makes you think she's going to fall for a guy on the internet? Not only you haven't met, but at the same time just only wants one thing because you made it explicitly clear in the comments. And what I hate about it the most, and this is just my point of view going into it, is just there is no English in that comment. It's just thirst,
So thirsty
and lust and greed and whatever else you want to call it.
Like makes you wonder that the guy's probably texting with his left hand with his in his other hand.
Oh my goodness, language. Good lord, we're gonna bleep that. Please, we'll have to put 18 and up on YouTube. Not suitable content, mature audience only. That language. You can at least say wiener or hot dog.
All right,
That's
all
okay.
right, fine.
It's
all right,
okay.
fine.
I'm busting your. You know what? It's all good. It's fine. All right, continue. I know I'm trying to be a lady. I'm trying to be British, so I really try not to use that vulgar language that the French over in Quebec would absolutely love to use. The French are notorious for the vulgarity. You do know that, right?
I guess that's why they probably say pardon my French.
Exactly. There's where the slang comes from. So you want to continue on?
Honestly, that wasn't really much. It's if I could come up with something, I already touched upon the fact that Facebook in particular makes you hate your friends. Because I came across a situation, I'm not placing any names for the sake of privacy, but to and keep a long story short, there's a guy I know who, I guess, to put it in a way that's not, well, it's going to be blunt regardless of how I put it. I was trying to say if it would be any less blunt than what I'm trying to make it, I would be talking riddles at that point. Anyway, there's a guy who I can say doesn't really care about what other people think. And there was another guy who was trying to take exception for the fact that there was some of, I'll call this person A, who doesn't care about what other people think, and person B, the guy who is trying to talk some reason. And I guess person B is trying to stick up for the people with whom got offended by person A's post or comments or what have you. And person B is trying to tell the other guy to just try and tone it down for the sake of the people that are getting offended, because we, unfortunately, to put it this way, we live in an age where a lot of people are getting very offended very easily. So we're at a point to where we really have to watch what we say, especially on the internet, where you don't know how far it's going to reach and stretch, and you don't know how many people are going to see it and react to it. And that was one of the reasons it didn't dawn on me until recently about what it means to be an actor. Or I'm not sure if you thought about this too, Emily, but it's like that thing you don't think about until you actually do put it into perspective, where if you want to be famous, your life is going to be publicized to a degree, regardless if you're a recluse like me or if you're socially active like Emily, or if in that situation where one person is making obscene content. I'm sure if that person is watching this, I by no means, for me personally, I don't think it's obscene. Personally, I'm not offended, but there has to be some sort of consideration that you take. At the same time, I applaud this person for speaking his mind for certain things that he doesn't agree with. But at the same time, if it comes to a point to where people will start bad-mouthing you, and if they do to the 9th degree, then by all means block them, so that way you don't have to put up with those comments. And at the same time, I guess that's also the form of balance that I feel like not a lot of people are taking into consideration, whether you're accidentally offending a person even though you don't mean to, and then you try to conform to what other people say, which is not an easy task, I will admit, because at the end of the day, whether you're an actor or a podcaster or if you're just
YouTuber,
a charismatic showman, sure,
if
if you're a showman of any kind, of any any form of media, the number one rule is you're not going to please everybody. You can please some of the people all the time. You can please all the people some of the time. And you can please wrestling fans, people on social media or on Facebook, none of the time. It's there's another thing I want to bring up. Speaking of which, there are certain communities on the internet that you just cannot agree with, and there are some communities like that. There's the as I said, the wrestling community. There's the Dragon Ball community, or the Star Wars community, or even the Kiss community. If you have an opinion on something, you're 100% wrong. If it doesn't agree with a majority of the fans within a certain community, I'm going to use wrestling as an example because it's the easiest one at the time. You have a certain favorite wrestler, and if it doesn't agree to another person's favorite wrestler, or if you don't agree with a certain product, then as I said, you're going to be 100% wrong if it doesn't follow within another person's beliefs or perspectives. And I just find that to be really dumb. And actually, the metal community also is equally as bad. Another example, and if this starts a war, I'm sorry, but it has to be said in order for me to get my points across. Two bands who are the precipice of who's better or who's worse. Metallica versus Megadeth. And to give you some context, Emily, because I think you only know one of those two.
Metallica versus which?
Megadeth.
I don't think I've heard of them. I know Metallica, of course. Yeah.
Okay. To give you a short version of a very long story, Metallica had a former guitarist, Dave Mustaine, who is now the lead singer and one of the guitarists of Megadeth. And because Dave Mustaine got fired from Metallica in 1983 and started his own band to, at the time, seek revenge and play faster than Metallica. Since then, they've obviously settled their differences and not good friends. I'm just going to put that out there. It's that kind of thing where people always say Metallica is better, Megadeth sucks, or vice versa. Megadeth is better, Metallica sucks. And I'm just sitting here in the minority saying, why can't you like both? Okay? Like, going back to wrestling, too. You have one favorite wrestler, another person has a favorite wrestler. They're both good in their own ways. Why can't you just agree that they have some good qualities and just leave it at that? Why does everything have to be an argument? And that's just the kind of thing where you just make enemies unnecessarily. And
over that, though, that's stupid.
Exactly. It's asinine. I mean,
it's not as if you're talking about the three topics that you never talk about. Politics, religion. What was the third one? There was a third topic that my mom always told me growing up that you never talk about with people. I think stuff to either do with your financial situation. I think she said, or stuff to do with personal things, like when someone lost their virginity or how many people they slept with. That's a pretty disgusting question you ask people. Sorry I didn't cut you off. Do you want to finish first, or can I go on?
Yeah.
You're okay?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was trying to give you the turn to speak. That's all.
No, it's okay. I honestly agree with you. With your mom said that, right?
Yes, when I was a teenager and growing up, teaching me how to be a proper British educated lady with etiquette. Continuing on, so she would say, yes, politics, religion. I think the third one she just said about finances. They're married. I can't remember quite what she said. I think there was a third one. I'm just blanking out. I'm tired right now. Forgive me. My time right now is 10:05, so I'm pretty tired. Anyhow, so basically, I can, like, even making enemies over political debates is stupid, but I can understand politics, getting into a big heated argument over politics a lot more than which heavy metal band is better. That's really stupid and high school and petty. Glad you find it funny. Is the way I'm saying it, I guess it's so funny because it's absurd and absolutely asinine, like you said.
Oh no, I agree wholeheartedly. Yeah. It is absurd. It's one of the dumber comments that I've seen, and I've seen it a lot on not just Instagram but YouTube comments.
Oh yeah, thanks.
It's like you see a concert on. Okay, this is really funny. Yeah. I came across a Slayer concert, and that's when I saw someone make a comment on Metallica. And I'm like, why are you commenting about a different band on another band's concert? It's like that's completely different. And then they just sparked that whole Megadeth, Metallica, Slayer, Anthrax, which of the big four of thrash metal is better. And I'm just like, can't you just like all of them? Oh, I didn't say that in the comments because reading comments give me diabetes, but why can't you just agree to disagree? Just agree the fact that everyone has their traits, everyone has their advantages and disadvantages. They have things that make them what they are as a band, and just leave it at that.
Yeah, that's the dumbest thing in the world to argue about. Again, it's like saying, which Barbie doll do you like better? Makeup Barbie doll or schoolgirl Barbie doll? Just as an example.
It might as well be.
It's not schoolgirl, that's a bad example. Makeup, I'm tired. Makeup Barbie doll or doctor Barbie doll. They have Barbie dolls that dress like doctors. They have all sorts of Barbie dolls out there. I'm just giving this, I can't think of a better example right now because I'm tired. But Mr. Donut here, I think, would totally agree with me that it is very stupid to make enemies or hate people with comments just because you're arguing about taste in music. Politics, understandable to a certain degree, but even getting in an argument over politics is stupid because they're just human beings and they are all capable of making mistakes. They're humans just like you and I. Thank you so much for taking 15 minutes of your day out of your time and your energy to watch part 2 of the Social Media Massacre. We greatly appreciate it at the Em&Cas Vodcast, and we are going to leave a link in the description below to our Patreon page.
Yep. The Em&Cas Vodcast has now become so big, it's deserved its own Patreon, so that way we can spread our humble love to all of you that have graciously devoted your time and consideration to checking us out. And just to show you how much that means to all of us, we have some extra stuff that we will provide in the Patreon link. If you want to take a moment of your time to check out what we got in store, it's obviously a work in progress, so not everything's going to be 100% right away, but at least we're on the path to taking our channel to a much further extension.
Exactly. Speaking of which, currently we sit at 142 subscribers. As you guys know, through the YouTube algorithm since 2018, you now have to have a minimum of 1,000 subscribers, along with whatever it is, 4,000 hours of watch time within a 12-month period. So we would greatly appreciate if you guys could hit the subscribe button below and share this video on your various social media platforms, whatever they may be. Facebook's not the only one, of course. And I have my channel, Em's Diary, which is currently sitting at 343 subscribers, trying to get closer to 400 subscribers, which is almost halfway to 500 subscribers. You get the picture. Almost the closer we get to 1,000 subscribers, the more it's going to be easier for us to make more and more videos for you guys, because we finally would have beat the YouTube algorithm that unfortunately was set in 2018.
Yeah, and thanks to Patreon, it gives us another chance to continue, and without sites like that to exist, pretty much would be pretty much dead, and we'd pretty much be burnt out of all the energy that we have to making these video podcasts for all of you. And more importantly, aside from Patreon, we couldn't have extended our ability to continue without the people that have supported us continuously. And so we thank you for giving us that drive to keep going. From the times that we're always burned out, there's probably going to be a separate episode on that. And yeah, so hitting that like button, hitting that subscribe button, and sharing our various episodes, whichever ones are your favorites, upon the things with the social medias, really shows your appreciation. And we greatly appreciate you taking the time to do all that, because nobody will know us without you, and without you, there would be no us.
Yes, and
as cheesy as that is.
Exactly.
It's
Amen.
true.
Without you guys, we would be nowhere. Also, one last thing before we quit in this video, I wanted to say a thank you again to James Toussaint from New Haiti and Toussaint Legacy. He promoted our videos on his Facebook page, New-Haiti, which you can check out. So I will be sending this to James, and follow him at New-Haiti. And yeah, he is one of the first people that believed in us.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That's awesome.
You know that?
No,
Yeah.
It just blows my mind every time I hear it.
Exactly. So thank you so much, everybody at New Haiti and Toussaint Legacy, and thank you for watching. Have a wonderful rest of 2019.
And let's hope 2019 gives you all the prosperities that you deserve. And until the next one, we will see you in the future.
In part 3 of Social Media Massacre.
Which is also coming in the future.
Toodaloo.